Good morning, evening, afternoon, or whenever you may be listening. Welcome back to another episode of the Dear John podcast, Season 2, Episode 5. Welcome back, or just welcome if this is your first time. I'm your host, John Moody, podcasting out of a walk-in closet somewhere in Atwater Village, California. This is my podcast where I give dating and relationship advice from a lifelong bachelor and possible commitment phobe. So take my advice at your own risk. Anyway, hey y'all, how y'all doing? We're here, we're back. Let's see, this is the week after Father's Day, and I actually worked pretty much the entire weekend. In fact, I didn't even know it was Father's Day until it was Saturday. My pop's been gone for about 10 years, so it's something, I don't know if it's a defense mechanism or what, but I generally don't really realize that it's coming around. Like, I'll hear ads and stuff like that, but I honestly didn't know it was going to be Father's Day until Saturday when I turned on my TV, and I have the Roku, and Roku had a screensaver, a theme going on of Father's Day, letting me know that Father's Day was the next day. Not a great Father's Day for me, just in the sense that I don't know. I mean, I wasn't down or anything like that, but I just didn't really partake in all of the Father Day stuff. Like, people go on social networking and look at all the posts and stuff, and I just kind of stayed away from that. Now, number one, like I said, I do miss my dad, and number two, I don't have any kids, and I've pretty much but I've come to the conclusion that's not something I'm gonna do. And nobody should be sad about that. This is something that I'm choosing. I just don't want to do that at this point in the game. I think you really should desire children. You should really want children. And the way I look at children is like, maybe like a really cool pair of shoes. Like, yeah, it might be nice to have, but do I really want that particular pair of shoes? That's how I am about it. I mean, if some kids came, I'd take care of them. I'd probably even love them and play with them from time to time. But not something that I feel like I gotta do or that I'm missing out on. So it's probably best to stay away, because I see all the hell they can raise. That's just it. Your kids, they're not really like your kids. They're like beings that like came through you, and at a certain point they become their own people. I mean, I know people say, well, you got to raise your kids this way, that way, and that way, and you can do everything you want and it could all go left. I've seen it, and I've also seen like kids come up from situations where that you just know they ain't gonna make it, and they do, because they follow their own path. But anyway, we're gonna do a short one this week. I definitely wanted to get in here because I know I didn't do one last week, and I like to do this every Wednesday or Thursday. My schedule doesn't always allow, but we try to. But anyway, good news: we are now on iTunes. Not iTunes. We're going to be on iTunes soon, but we are now on iHeartRadio. So now you can hear the podcast on iHeart. You can hear it on Stitcher, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, of course. The 2 or 3 of y'all who check it out on YouTube, I appreciate that. YouTube is just audio. There's no video of it, which is probably why no one really checks it out on YouTube, and I'm fine. That's not a problem. I have enough listeners. Thank God for all of y'all on the other formats. So check it out. We have a phone call, and again, if you want to phone in some advice, 323-661-5028. And if you want to send in an email, you can do that at dearjohnpodcast@gmail.com. And also, while we're talking about it, please follow me on Instagram. That's JBMoody716, and on Twitter, John B. Moody at Twitter. And of course, you got me on Facebook. And now that we got all that out of the way, let's get to our first caller, and let's check that out. It was pre-recorded, or I should say it was previously recorded. Check it out, and here it is. Hello?
Hey, John? Hello? Am I,
Yeah, you're on. What's your, what's your name?
Oh, hey. My name is Mary. How are you, John?
Mary? Oh, okay. You're a woman, right, Mary?
I'm a man.
I'm sorry. Yo, my bad. I'm just I never heard a man named Mary. Or are you transgender? I mean, not that that's important. I'm just trying to figure out how to.
I'm I'm a dude. Okay. My name is Mary, as in Merry Christmas. Eat, drink, and be merry. Robin Hood and his band of merry
Got you.
men.
So it's Mary,
Yeah.
not Mary. Like Mary, like Mary
Yeah.
had a little lamb. It's Mary. It's a small difference, but not okay. All right, got you. Okay, well, look, man. That's got to be a hell of a name to have to grow up with.
Mhm.
Do you have like a nickname growing up that we could call you?
Mama's boy.
Okay, you know what? We're just gonna stick with Mary.
Oh, okay.
All right. How can I help you, Mary?
Well, I'm a senior in college, and I'm still a virgin.
Well, I can actually see that. I
Well, there's this girl that I like, and
got it. And you want to know the best way to approach it.
well, yeah, I kind of feel like I already know her because I've spent a lot of time with her, and
Oh, so cool. So if you already know her, that's good because that means she's familiar with you.
well, no, she's not familiar with me. I'm familiar with her, sort of.
Okay, wait. You confused me, man, because you just said that you spent a lot of time with her.
Well, I spent a lot of time fantasizing about her every day since sophomore year, sometimes twice a day.
Wait. So since college, every day you've been fantasizing about her for almost 3 years.
Yes.
Every day, the same woman.
I'm very loyal.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Cool.
So I feel like I kind of know her.
Okay, what I know is that you don't know this woman. All right, 3 years and she doesn't even know. Mary,
Yeah.
you owe this woman an apology.
Huh?
When you see this woman again, I want you to apologize. You've been using her image to pleasure yourself without her permission. Are you familiar with the Me Too movement, Mary?
Yeah.
Well, look, you're part of the problem, brother. All right, you can't be imagining you're doing something to someone without their permission. That's image harassment.
Really? I had no clue.
Yeah, man. You have to apologize to this woman, and then if you want to continue doing this, then you have to ask her permission. You're gonna have to get her permission to jack off while you're thinking about her.
Oh no, I do.
Yes, man. Look, do it. The next time you see her, it's the only way to keep from doing it in real life. Okay, as a man thinketh, Mary. As a man thinketh. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Wait, look. Thoughts are seeds. You don't want that seed to grow
Oh, but I do. I would love for it to become more than just a fantasy.
without a permission.
No, not like that. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, you need help. You need help that I can't give you, Mary. See, I heard here come the police right now. They coming for you, Mary.
No.
They coming for you. Yeah, you better. Okay. All right. Listen, you sound like a nice guy, but that's not the case.
No. Okay. Okay. I'll apologize to her.
Do you promise?
Yes.
What are you gonna say to her?
I I don't know. Loquacious. I'm sorry that I've been thinking about you a lot and thinking that we're together.
Okay, wait, hold on, man. Loquacious? Her name is Loquacious? That's her name?
Yeah.
Lord, she definitely gonna need a college degree. Okay, man. So, what are you gonna say to her?
Well, yeah. I mean, I can't really come out and say it, so that's what I'm gonna say. Think. Then I'm gonna ask if she doesn't mind if I imagine we're together.
Okay, that's good. That's a good start. Now, make sure you call me back the next day to let me know what she says. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay, you gonna do it, right,
Yeah.
Mary?
Uh huh.
I'm just messing with you, man. Don't do that, please. Please don't do that, man. Do not say that to that woman.
Oh, that's not. Oh, that's not funny. That's not funny.
Oh no, it's. Oh yes, it is. That's real funny. But I had you going, man. Oh man, I had you going.
Oh,
No,
that was so
dude, do
rude.
not do that. there's no such thing as image harassment. Okay, you can imagine yourself doing whatever you want to people. In fact, you don't want them to know what you imagine yourself doing to them. That's not a good thing. Okay, so but look, dude, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna help you out. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna help you set up a Bumble account.
Bumble account? Really?
Look, man, yeah, the only other options are Tinder, which you're also not ready for, or a prostitute.
A prostitute?
Yeah, man, we gonna have to get professional help. Look, yeah, man, we might have to get professional help for you. Okay, I mean, I don't think you're ready for the pressure of communicating on Tinder. You got to respond to a woman and write the correct thing. You're not ready for that. Let the woman choose you on Bumble. I mean, if that doesn't work, then we're gonna need to get you a prostitute.
But why?
Because you're a senior in college, and if you don't get laid soon, you're going to become one of those weird dudes that hate or resent women because you feel rejected by them. In fact, we might need to get you a dominatrix. That way you'll be comfortable with women in power.
Okay, I guess.
No. It's not guess. It's what we're going to have to do. Now, I'm going to get your number, your information offline because I need to stay in touch with you, all right?
All right.
Okay, we're going to check in with you from time to time, Mary. Okay? All right, you have a a merry rest of the day, okay? I'm sorry, man, I couldn't help it. Take care. All right, y'all, that was Mary, and some folks might feel like I was a little hard on Mary, but that was his parents' fault when they gave him that name. It sounds kind of like a cool thing to do, but it actually isn't, and that's why he's a senior in college and a virgin. Anyway, I do have one letter, so let's get to that. Let's check out the letter. Dear John, for my birthday, my 46-year-old boyfriend took me to a Beyonce concert. I like Beyonce, but I'm not a huge fan. I thought it was a nice gesture until we got there, and I realized this was a gift for him. He acted a damn fool. He didn't sit down from the time she hit the stage until we got back into the car. I'm not the jealous type, but I got tired of hearing how beautiful and how awesome and how talented and how phenomenal she was. We were very close to the stage, and at one point, Beyonce threw a rose back into the audience. It came our way. There was a 17-year-old girl sitting next to us, and she reached out to grab it. My boyfriend went after that rose like a town whore who thought her last chance at marriage was to catch the wedding bouquet. Okay. All right. You would have thought it was Game 7 of the NBA Finals and he was battling LeBron or Westbrook for a rebound. The poor girl didn't stand a chance. After the concert, I asked him to drop me off, and I haven't called him since. He probably haven't even realized it because he's still on cloud 9, or cloud base, should I say. Am I wrong for being salty? Nah, I don't think so. I think you got every right to be salty. In fact, you need to replace that little girl holding the umbrella on that big blue salt container. What is it? I don't know if that's Morton salt or whatever kind of salt that is, but yeah, you need to replace that little girl with the umbrella because you should be salty. No grown man should act that way about another human being. In fact, I don't think a grown man should act like that over an alien, deity, or Disney character walking around. It's too much. I mean, that's not too far from like a dude saying for your birthday he's going to buy the pay-per-view fight, and then invites his friends over to watch the fight and spends the entire time talking shit with his friends. Now, look, I'm not saying this is a red flag, but it damn sure ain't a green one. I'd say that this is probably a yellow flag about to turn red. So you may want to call him. You may not want to call him again or answer his calls. But yeah, that's kind of that ain't cool. I don't know, dudes being big fans of Beyonce or anybody at the anybody after like the 25-year-old, or I should say really the 30-year-old mark. It's a little bit much. It's a memory, actually. It's funny. I used to drive limousines, and one night I picked up a member of Duran Duran, and I was like a fan of Duran Duran when I was in high school. I thought it was cool, and I had my man, and we're driving, and I actually got lost, and I was taking him to a concert, so he had to be there because there was a show, and he was a keyboard player. And we get to the pond in Anaheim. We get to the gate, and I forgot his name. And they're like, well, who do you have? And there's only one dude in Duran Duran that I know. that's Simon Le Bon. And I should get like 600,000 points for that, because how many brothers you know can name members of Duran Duran in the year 2018? Me and maybe two other ones. All right, so that was it. So anyway, they asked me who was in the car, and I said Simon Le Bon, and they're like, Simon Le Bon is already here. Who do you have? And I'm like, and he can hear all this. He's in the back and he just shouts out, Nick Rhodes! It's Nick Rhodes! So I had Nick Rhodes in the car. And yeah, he wasn't happy, but it was interesting because on the way out, there were like a lot of fans waiting for autographs and stuff. And, you know, we're like in this town car, so they know it's a member of the band. And I'm looking at him like, yo, you want me to pull over so you can sign some autographs, whatever. And he just goes, get on. This is ridiculous. I can see if they're teenagers, but my God, these are adults standing outside for autographs. And yeah, he wasn't really, excited about that. But I shouldn't really put his business out there like that. But he wasn't really mean. I get it. You know, you just did a show. You know, they paid their money. They got a good show. Now they're hanging out for autographs. And all of these people have gray hair at some point. So yeah, it's a little ridiculous. Anyway, that's it for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in. And again, if you want to send in a letter, that's dearjohnpodcast@gmail.com. And please follow me on Twitter, JBMoody716. I'm sorry, that's at John B. Moody. And on Instagram, JBMoody716. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good week. Take care and be easy like Sunday morning. Peace.
Shout out all the lords of the low frequencies. What's good? Yeah, it's the real Chris Clark. Last July, some fly-ish. So try this on the side. Yeah, bottoms. Big bag of bottoms. Bump for you boys on the block. Okay.